all women companies, not just women divisions or anything of that sort. They were all women companies. So fast forward to now, February 7th, 2019, it looks like, and I'm hoping, just because I've been advocating for it for so long, hoping that tag team wrestling is about to get that same treatment. Now, I get it. The single stars are the ones that bring in the most money, and you even look at the women on the WWE roster. You got women like Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair bringing in all these, bringing in money, and they're doing tremendous business. And I'd argue and say that Becky Lynch is the most over talent, and I'm not saying most over woman. I'm not saying anything of that sort. She is the most over talent in WWE right now, period. And you're looking at it okay, then that's going to be the main event money, which is great for not only women's wrestling and WWE, but pro wrestling, the health of pro wrestling as a whole, because obviously when it starts from the top of WWE, it kind of trickles down. So where I'm going at with tag team wrestling, I know it's possible. I mean, if Edge, Christian, and the Dudleys could Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys could main event a pay-per-view by themselves, where I don't know if I can't recall if they have, but I don't believe they did. If they could main event shows, I don't believe that the tag team wrestling scene in WWE, because I know obviously with Ring of Honor and Impact, and they both of those companies have done it a million times, where they've had tag teams main event their cards because it's been the more compelling storylines. They know it's the better matches. That would be, and it's going to bring in the most attention, which is great. But just a little more respect for the tag teams. They're I think they're kind of starting it with going to the Revival and be like, all right, you're talking loud, see if you can back it up now. And that's what they're trying to do, I think. And the Revival and NXT were awesome. I mean, they main evented shows for NXT. And now, I don't think they're going to main event WWE main cards unless it's like a house show and they know that people are coming to see the Revival versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Where supposedly, I saw a video of one somewhere online that the two teams had wrestled for 40 minutes, which is unheard of in WWE, which is awesome. I don't believe that it's going to get to that on a main card, which is fine. I just want more involved storylines with the tag teams. I want better matches. I want better everything from it. And I think we can get it, and I think we're about to. Where I'm leading into this, too, is I talked to the Arch City Mercenaries about the Crockett Cup. And they, like me, believe that could really be like how TNA started with the Knockouts division, where another company like NWA is going to come in and start this like tag team revolution, which is all fine. I don't think it's really going to be to that extent, but you never know. And the other part is, you look at, how do I put it? While the Crockett Cup I'm going to watch and I'm going to enjoy, I know that. But the other part of it is going to be the draw, okay? If NWA's last main show, the NWA 70 show, if they didn't have Cody on the show as the NWA champion, I doubt they would have drawn the live crowd, and I doubt they would have drawn the numbers that they drew for Fight. for the pay-per-view. I highly doubt they would have done it. But you can't, that's just it. Like, when you look at other like, oh, well, they can move on without Cody and the Bucks. They can, and they will. Other companies, Ring of Honor is, for right now, just suffering a little bit in attendance, and I don't know about their viewership or merchandising. I don't know any of that. But you can't deny that there are certain talents on the independent level are that much of a draw, and now they're not on that independent level. Huh. Well, this is interesting. Looks like AAA and AEW are working together. That's actually really interesting. Damn. Okay. Well, that's a game changer in of itself. And actually it makes things interesting too, because Conan is pretty much synonymous with AAA. Damn. That's actually going to make things very interesting. Okay, well, back to my main point. Okay, you're going to get good tag team wrestling for the Crockett Cup, and I don't doubt that. What I doubt is NWA's ability to draw like that kind of number for a show that won't feature Cody or the Bucks, but it'll feature, because Ring of Honor's working with them, it'll feature the Briscoes more than likely, it'll feature the Best Friends, it'll feature a lot of different teams that have that kind of draw power for an independent crowd. You are in Flair country. You're in old NWA country in North Carolina for the Crockett Cup. I firmly believe that they will not draw attendance-wise or buys as much as they thought they would when they announced the Crockett Cup. Now, I would like to think that in due time, because tickets just went on sale for, I don't know if it's open to the general public now, but I know it was on sale for Honor Club members. But you have to look at this too, right? That if they can't draw, without those names, and if they can't make names, or if they can't take a chance on bringing in names, it's definitely going to hurt the show. Now, I don't know if who's going to be let go or going to leave in time for the Crockett Cup. I don't know whose contracts are expiring, everything else, I don't know. But, Pro Wrestling 2019 is going to get very juicy. It's going to get very good. And this Crockett Cup could be something very interesting. I hope it will be, and I know I'll talk about it more as time goes on and gets closer. But for now, all I can say is I hope that for the sake of tag team wrestling, that this Crockett Cup is to the tag team division, what the women's revolution, which was started by Impact, is, I hope it's the same correlation. Different time, obviously, and everything else. But this is what I'm kind of hoping that it's going to wind up being. Now, I'm looking here on Instagram, right? And again, you can follow me at open_mic_wrestling_. I'm looking at the video right now of AAA pretty much confirming their alliance with AEW, which is huge. Yep. Someone from AAA talking. Blue Demon Jr., Wagner, LA Park. Just to congratulate the Young Bucks, all league team. And they know they're going to change the world of wrestling. This announcement. The announcement is that AAA Lucha Libre Worldwide and All Elite Wrestling come together in a new alliance that will present new surprises to fans, an exchange of talent, surprise people, and well, all the surprises. Yeah, so basically confirming that AAA is working with AEW. That's huge. AAA has had relationships with Impact in the past, and that obviously culminated with the World X Cup, and it's awesome. I really can't wait for this to happen. So I will be right back really quick, take a quick break, and then after I come back from the quick break, we will be joined by Shaggy Mclovin. Hang tight. Let's get this going here. There we go. Get the right screen going. All right, hang tight. We'll be back.
There's no such thing as a perfect writer. This is why I use Grammarly to check my work.
If I'm putting
I can't do this anymore. I can't deal with this. Just to lose it all, but somehow
All right, welcome back. It's Open Mic Wrestling Night here on Twitch, live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Calypso426. If you're not listening on the live window, you're listening via Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Fill in the Void Podcast Network, Spreaker.com/filling_the_void. Let me hit this screen right here, and let me cue in this man right here, joining the show live from what he says is his very first live podcast. Shaggy Mclovin, thank you for taking the time to join me on the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, this is my first podcast ever.
Don't be nervous. I don't bite. All right, so let me...
Not really nervous. Yeah.
Good. No reason to be nervous. Okay, so let me just get started with the generic questions because, let's get to know you. What got you into pro wrestling in the first place, growing up, and then what made you decide to start training?
I think growing up, it was a lot of my dad. He used to watch wrestling. He used to be a big fan. At one point, even tried to pursue it. Didn't work out in his favor due to having 4 kids. So we always watched it growing up. So I was just like, I always knew I was meant to be there, it seemed like.